think that's us. Seems as if you've caught me in the middle of having an ice cream. Lovely strawberry flavour, goodness. Lovely strawberry flavour. I always have a cup of tea as well. Voice might be a little bit croaky. Oh god, I'm not sick, but it's been extremely cold. Goodness. Extremely cold today. And so just a bit of sniffles. Excuse the apologies for the sound ducking in and out. Yeah, so a little bit of sniffles, but not sick. Haven't got the COVID. But we're here. We're ready to go. Day number 4, I think. Well, I've said it's day number 4, so it must be. But so we've got day number 4, and I've lovingly rebranded to the Frizzyninja Ultimate Fight Series, because tournament, I think, is a bit confused, or like tournament doesn't make quite much sense from what I'm doing, since because tournament makes it seem like there's like, you know, you do this and then that character goes to the next stage and then carry on, or I'm playing against like multiple people, so it makes it sound like that's happening when it's not. So so I thought Fight Series might be a little bit better, because it's literally just a series of fights. Lots of them. So I think from here on out, I'm gonna lovingly rebrand to Frizzyninja Ultimate Fight Series. So from here on out, we'll call it that. But without further ado, let's get into it. So, as you may know from last time, I'm not going to go through the whole rigmarole of going, spin wheel twice, go and do the fight, log it in my spreadsheet, go back, spin the wheel, not doing that. I pre-generated all of the random fights, made sure there's going to be no duplicates, so I just got a list and we're going to go down that list. I'm also not even going to show you the list. I've got it here on a piece of paper, as well as an Excel spreadsheet on my computer. So you don't got to worry about the list, you don't got to worry about the characters, you just sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. So, without further ado, let's get on to Fight Series number 1. So, we've got, delicious. We've got Gara versus Kakashi. I like the one. I'll go with that one. And, oh, young Kakashi, should I say. Even better. Alright. And then too, for any like lore fights, or like fights that actually happen, I'm gonna see if I can try and get the exact, or the like the location, or the most similar location to what it actually is. And what I'm also gonna do is, if you don't mind, I'm just gonna quickly just pause it. Excuse me, you can't see much, but I've got my, get my mouse. Oh, good golly gracious! I'm just gonna drop that sound down just a little bit, just so your ears aren't being blasted by. Your ears aren't being blasted by the game and my cookie half voice. But yeah, so I hope it's not too loud. Shouldn't be. Oh, come on. There we go. That's good. I'll just drop this. I'm gonna just drop that down just a little teeny little bit. Just trying to get all my audio levels right. I almost like need like another machine. I've got my, that I can like listen to it there, but then also Oh my goodness, excuse me. Hello, welcome. Right. And that's right, I need to get my... Okay, I'm gonna see if I can try and get it. Probably not this week, but next week. Get the counter for however many times I've pressed rematch and however many times controller disconnects. Try and get those counters going. Another thing too I've realised what I might do as well is I might even just chuck that number remaining counter just a little bit further down, because I think I might chuck it down at the bottom bar, because so I just realised it's blocking the health bar of the bad guy, so you don't get the suspense when their health is super low and I've almost killed them. Defeated, should I say. Killed is a strong word. Come on. Appreciate it. Yep. It's gonna be a long road. We've been here. I think we managed to do 200? Maybe 197 fights, I think, is what we've done so far. I'm hoping by today, fingers crossed, we can get to at least below 11,000. That would be good if I can get below 11,000. Okay, right. Next series fights, I'm just gonna crack into this. So Choji versus Guy. Yeah, because I couldn't do last night. We got a work do, fancy little work do. My work's oh no, I don't know why I did that. My work's 5th birthday. Place I work at. They've just turned 5. So we're just having a little celebrate-y little thingy on a rooftop bar. And yeah, so just drink some nibbles and things and talk about what you talk about at a work do. Basically me and the boy, we pretty much just get just find our little corner with all the people that also have found their little corner, and we just be in our little corner together and we just eat all the food. Because all the other people, the adults, they're all having 50 wines, 50 wines, and doing that sort of stuff. And we're just we're the ones really having fun. One lady, her and her mates, I think we left. What time did we leave? What time did we leave last night? Probably like 8:30. So still young in the evening. And then they didn't leave till the bar closed at 12:30. So then she came into work a little bit under the weather today. But she survived. She made it to the end of the day. So my rule is if I beat the guy with an ultimate, I have to... Oh no, sorry. If I hit him with an ultimate before I've defeated him, then I have to... Okay, I either have to beat him with an awakening or a... beat him with an awakening or a jutsu. Come on. There we go. Finally. Yeah, so anyway. So today, so last night had that, so then today I'm trying to make up for it with 3 hours of Naruto. So hopefully this combined with Sunday's one should be good, decent 5 hours. So if I haven't got underneath 11,000 today, then I've definitely got it on Sunday. Oh, excuse me. My burp's still on. Oh, beans. That's okay. Oh no, I don't want to do it yet. Not yet, thank you. There we go. No. Oh, come on. I swear to goodness. Guy and Lee. Oh, what not? Guy and Lee's jutsus, ultimates. Oh my god, no. I died. I'm rematching that one. That one's stupid. That one's ridiculous. No, I can't. No, okay, so there was one loss that I did last time that I am honouring the loss of. Well, no, but then because basically I have to finish the fight doing an ultimate. So I'm spending like 10 minutes trying to do my ultimate to hit it, and they just keep dodging and just. No. Okay, so other than that other loss that last time, there was actually another loss that I did last time, but because it was so BS, I decided that I wasn't going to honour that one. If I lose on... No, because the reason I lost the first time I lost was because the character I was playing as, I'm just absolute rubbish at playing that character. There we go. Right, I hit him, so I'm good. What? What? It's my Ultimate Fight Series. I can change the rules if I want. As long as I've done a fight with every character versus every character, the rules around it can be whatever I want them to be. What? Oh my god, press rematch. Right, that's another counter. Okay, anyway, 4 fights done, I think. Yes. Right, next one. So we've got Yangara versus Danzo, the old man. Danzo Shimura. But okay, so my rules are around it. So I have to finish the fight with the ultimate jutsu. If I accidentally, even though very intentional. Thank you. So if and then if I accidentally do an ultimate jutsu, then I have to finish the fight with either just a normal jutsu or them in their awakening mode. So, and then the only other rule is, that's pretty much the only rule during the fight. So, if I'm losing the fight because the people just happen just to keep blocking my ultimate thing, I'm allowed a rematch. Okay? Yeah. Oh, that's right, it's one of those ones. Haha.
俺は砂の一人の忍びとして風影を目指す。砂漠体操。
Alright.
God, 俺の勝ちだ。
imagine if like, imagine if, cause imagine if like the real world followed anime laws. Like you could literally be, you could survive 1,000-ton boulders thrown on you. You could survive having razor blades in a tornado tear through you and still survive. Like, imagine, I'd almost want to say, imagine how much worse the world would be if you could, well, worse, better? How different the world would be if the laws of anime were a thing. Right, we're tearing through these. Okay, right, so Darui versus Sai, who's up here. Don't think. When it gets to like all the fights like later on, down on the tail end of Naruto Shippuden, that's when I get a bit fuzzy about whether those fights actually happened. So there could be like brawl battles, and I could be completely missing them. But that's okay. Just the main, I've got the main ones anyway. I really need to start following my advice with the substitution. Here we go. Here we go. Backlift. That's an easy one.
この肩に刻まれた意志を今ここに示す。ああ、だる。
And then while in the gaps too, I've got so I can see my spreadsheet like jiggied my windows around, so I can see like my list of things. Oh, hello, welcome back. How are you doing? Hope your week's been good. It has. Join me on day, I think, what would it be? It would be day 2. Pretty sure it would have been a day 2 or a day 3. I mean, it's literally day 4, so not much has happened, but... And we're not even yet day 2. Thought so. So as you can see, we're still above 11,000. But we're getting there. I expect, hopefully, to be below 11,000 by the end of today. In a couple of hours' time. It must be like... I hope I got my math right, but it must be like... I was just about to say, is it like in the middle of the morning for you? Because, so like it's, what time is it? 10 to 8 at night over here. So I could say, rather than why am I streaming so late, I could say, why are you watching so early? Or like, well, yeah, why are you watching so late? But hey, at least you're here, and that's all that matters. Really need to follow my own advice with these. There we go. There we are, fabulous. So update on that. Not technically, well, no, yes but no. So we found a house. So we haven't got it yet, no. So okay, so I'll give you all the lowdown. So we're gonna go see the house. It's a beautiful house. It's an amazing house. We're like, yes. this is the house. So then I got advice from my work, from one of my work colleagues, who's all like, you know, when you find a house, you just gotta go for it. You just gotta, you know, just like follow your gut. You just gotta get in, get it fast. So we're like, okay, we're gonna do that. So we went to the open home, you know, talked to the agent, you know, we're loving this place, and you know, we might be ready to put an offer down. So price by negotiation, so they don't know the price. Well, yeah, so there's no set price, so we kind of just offer what we think and we go from there. So I think it was the following day, I texted the guy, I'm like, you know, we're ready to put an offer down. Actually no, I think I texted him that night even. Basically, long story short, the agent comes over to our place on Sunday, and we start filling all the paperwork. And we put the offer in, and you know, it's all good. So then the guy gave it to the guys and said, hey, this offer's in, and they're like, it's not quite as much as we were expecting. And then the agent came back and said, oh yeah, it's not as much as they were expecting. I'm like, okay. So we had a think, and we're like, right, we'll go for like 5k more. So we put down 5k more. And then so I'm like, I text the agent, I'm like, okay, can you just like change our offer to this number? He's like, nah, all good, I'll do that, and then I'll go and give it back to the thing. So he gives it back to the thing, then get a call, says, oh, so I gave them the thing, and yeah, it's still too low. And I'm just like, right, what do they want? Like, so I said, I'm like, can you just get an idea of what they actually want? Because we've got no idea what number we're working towards. So he's like, okay. So then he comes back, he says, okay, so they're actually thinking more along the lines of like 600,000, and so we had offered like 507 or 570, I think. So then I'm like, right, okay, at least we've got a number to play with, but basically, as far as we can see, the house is not nowhere near worth the, it's nowhere near valued what they're asking for. So we're like, beans. So anyway, so we got some advice from a couple of people, and they basically said, like, look, if you don't think the house is worth that, just go with your gut, and don't try and like put your offer in to meet what they're wanting. Just put in what you think it's worth, because basically if we put something in and then the bank, like, because the bank has to do a valuation or something, if the bank comes back with saying, oh yeah, the house is only worth like bugger all, and they'll only give us enough money to make up what they think it's worth, so basically we can just screw ourselves over by offering too much. So yeah, so that's that. So we went back to the agent, and we said, look, okay, we're going to put like a little bit more in our offer, but that's it. Look, we know that we're not going to have as much as what they're wanting, but this is just as much as we can do in good conscience without screwing ourselves over. So, you know, change your offer to this, keep it in the running if you need to, but that's it. So essentially what's happening now is our offer's still like there, but the sellers and the agent are kind of just waiting to see if like more offers come in, and basically like at any point another offer can come in and they can accept it, and ours just gets chucked. But so far we haven't heard anything, you know, no other offers have come in. There's another open home for that place this weekend, so something might happen. So like, yes, we found a house and an offer's in, but like it's not there yet. That was a very long winded explanation, but I thought I'd give you full context. And so then my other work colleagues have given advice saying that, you know what, they're just using your offer as like a backstop, as like a, you know, as a sort of thing to all that sort of thing. So what you got to do, you got to give them an ultimatum. So basically they're saying, we tell the agent next week to go say, you know what, if we haven't heard anything in 48 hours, we're withdrawing our offer, and you can take your house and stuff it up your behind. So that's an option for us. But we found another house in the same sort of area that's really nice as well. So we're going to go and see that one on Sunday, and we'll see how it is, see if we like it, and then if we feel like we kind of want to put an offer on that one as well, then we'll just have to think about what we're going to do with this other house. So there's some potentials, but yeah, sort of just it's just a bit dumb really that, you know, like, you know what a house is worth, but the sellers are like, but I want like $1 million for it. And it's like, well, it's only worth like $20. And they're like, but I want $1 million. I'm like, well, I'm not going to offer you $1 million because it's not worth $1 million. They're like, but I want $1 million though. So it's just it's a bit of a struggle. But we'll get there. We'll get there eventually. Other work colleague, he and him and his partner bought a house last August, sometime. And he said they looked at like, I think it was like 150 houses, and they put offers on 20 of them before they actually got it. So he says, like, you know, as much as you think you guys are, you know, if you guys are struggling after like 2, he said, just know that I had to look for we had to look through hundreds before we managed to find it. So don't worry if you haven't found it after 2, because there's plenty more fish in the sea. But it's still very it's always just disheartening when you're trying to you know, you look at it, beautiful house I've ever seen in my life. There's literally no house that will be better than this house, and then you put your heart and soul into it, and then it just slips from your grasp. But we're learning to close our hearts off. We're trying to find the balance of you know, making sure we're feeling it, making sure we're you know, feeling these kinds of houses, putting some emotion into it, but then not too much that we want to start crying when we don't get it. So it's finding that balance, but we're getting there. Cheese you with rocks. Nope. Nope, not today, sir. Not today. There we go. Thank you for running right into that. Much appreciated. Oh, and then the other great thing too about the work do, even though it's not exactly the work do directly, but a consequence of the work do is that our boss this morning was all put in the team chat. He's all like, yo, who wants McDonald's McMuffins? And I'm just where everyone's like, yo, and then so one of the managers bought everyone bought 15 McMuffins and 15 hash browns for everyone. But then it was a bit it was kind of whoever was in the office at the time basically just dug in. I think of the 15 people who there were for, I think maybe only 8, 9 actually had theirs, and then the rest of us just kind of had 2 or 3. No, I don't think anyone had 3. I think some of us only had 2, but then we kind of had 2 hash browns as well. So moral of the story is, make sure that your bosses have work dues on Thursday nights, because then they'll all be hungover on the morning, and then you can kind of convince them to get knackers. So that's my life pro tip. Oh, and then I found out the other reason. Okay, so essentially the work do was on a Thursday night, and I was asking myself, like, why are they having this work do on a Thursday night? Like, why not just have it on Friday, and then you don't have to worry about being hungover in the morning? And then I found out that why it's actually like a. So there was we had a whole bunch of our clients there as well, and some of the clients had to travel down from fly down from where their city is, because we don't just deal with people in our city, we deal with people all over the country. So they flew some people down, and then so turns out the reason why you have your work dues on a Thursday is because they're not going to come down on a Friday for the work due, because then they're having to give up part of their weekend to fly back to where they're from. But if you say, oh, but if you just fly down on the Thursday and fly back on the Friday, they see it as, oh, extra time off work. So then they're more likely to say yes and come down to your work due. And so one of the ladies at work I was talking to, I was like, are you serious? And she's like, I'm serious. People like, these people aren't going to come down if it digs into their weekend. They will come down if they get like hours and hours and hours off work and they get to have hundreds of dollars of alcohol and food. Then they'll come down, you know, they'll stay there for the whole week if they could. So I'm like, so basically, like, they come to work parties as just an excuse to bunk work, essentially. And I'm like, lifestyles of the rich and the famous, I swear to goodness, like, imagine, all we need to do is just get yourself into a position where where you deal with other businesses, and then you just get like trips paid for and food paid for and hotels paid for. I'm like, whoa, these people, I swear to God. Like it's almost to the point like you get yourself rich enough to the point where you then don't have to spend money because you're so rich that you're able to afford a job, or that you're able to afford things to a point where you can get yourself to where you don't gotta spend money. If that makes sense. Yeah, well, that's what it seems like anyway. Oh yeah, I managed to do it this week.
運命なんて誰かが決めるもんじゃない。少々本気を出させてもらった。
Realize I'm actually probably due after this next fight. Probably actually due to update the. Actually, no, I'm not gonna do lightning strike. That might be better. I'm due to actually update the number remaining. So we're not at 080. We're at 064 after this fight. Reason why I'm not updating it more after every fight is because, and it's just the nature of the game, pun intended, to every time I click off the game, to click on to my overlays things to change it, it pauses the game, the sound cuts out. So rather than have that experience for my lovely viewers, after every fight, I thought I'll just chunk it up, just do a whole bunch of fights, so you get a whole big chunky game of like uninterrupted gameplay, and then do the updating of that better. I need to try and I need to learn Japanese so I can, like, rather than having to listen and repeat what they're saying, I can actually, I know how to say it myself. I need to learn how to do that. Alright, okay, so mind the hope you don't mind the very brief audio pause while I update that. Fabulous. Okay, right, next one. Young Tamari and Kabuto Snake. Young Tamari and Kabuto Snake. And it's not because he looks like a snake, it's because he's wearing the snake cloak. That's why I've given him the code name Snake. Yes. Sometimes I've got to make sense of my own code words for the characters. I swear to goodness, all the young versions of the characters have absolutely no attack stat at all behind them. It's pitiful. Absolutely pitiful. Like, I suppose I mean, technically it would make sense, the fact that they're younger, so they wouldn't do as much damage. But, like, you're kind of nerfing yourself a little. Yeah, you're kind of nerfing yourself a little bit playing as the younger characters. And again, it could be completely just, could be... just making it up. See, I really need to follow my advice for this. But I need to get him to a point. There we are. There we go. Thank you for taking that. Much obliged. Oh, and I also noticed as I was generating the giant list of peeps, I noticed there's a lot of young characters in there. Like I've got, from just what I can see, actually no, I lie, it's actually not. No, further on down, the ones I was doing today, there's a lot of like young versions of the characters mixed in there. So there'll be like a whole string of them, just one after the other. But I mean, at some point I'm going to have to get through all of them anyway, so it doesn't actually technically matter the order I do everything in. Oh, that's right. And because it's Kabuto, I'm only allowed to do his ultimate jutsu once for every version of him, and I'm only allowed to do them on the versions of him that when he's like fighting himself. So that's the only other rule I've got. You can only beat people by combos and things. He's allowed to do jutsu though, but not as often. He's primarily relegated to combos. I mean, some might see that as, oh, isn't that like to show that he's even cooler because he doesn't have to do ultimate jutsus to kill people, he can just do it just normally. I'm like, no. He's not allowed to do cool finishes. Thank you. Isn't he just the absolute worst? I've never despised a character more than I've despised him. I could go on. I'm pretty sure I go on the same rant every time I do this, but I will go on that rant as many times as it takes for the world to realize that he's just awful. And I hate him. And then of course he's what's the word? Juxtaposed against Itachi, who is just one of those characters that you start off when you're like getting first into Naruto, you're like, this guy's just like, he's just like your typical like brooding, I'm so mysterious, tough guy, and then you find out just slowly over time that he actually is like one of the best characters in the whole show. Oh, so I should. Here we go. Fabulous. Lovely. Alright. And then we switcheroo. Lovely. And land on that one. Okay, I am now like one of the things that me and the boy are like noticing way more, and we're far more like critical of, and we keep wondering why we let ourselves fall for it all the time. Is like, I know clickbait articles have been a thing for a while, but it's like we're noticing now just how awful some things are. So I was scrolling down my Google Discovery, you know, that thing on your phone where like Google just gives you like that feed of random articles and things that might interest you, depending on all the information that it's collecting from your thoughts. What's it? What was it? Dragon Quest 12. So, Dragon Quest 12, The Flames of Fate, game currently in development. So it got announced, I want to say last year, but it was actually probably 2 years ago. Yeah, so it got announced it's going to be like, you know, like a darker Dragon Quest, but how dark, I don't know. And so it got announced, like, it's literally just the title and that's it. And then, do I like curry? I'm ambivalent. I think, no, I don't care if she does something good, but I also don't care if like, I wouldn't care if she died. I would shed no tears. But if she did something amazing, I'm like, she's one of those characters. One of those characters, I think. Another Sasuke fangirl, because every woman he seems to come across, of any age, seems to suddenly want to fall at his feet. But yeah, and then I suppose like oh my gosh, like, plot twist, she's an Uzumaki as well. Like, I was like, okay, and you know, and what? You know, what does that mean? You know, yeah, right? You can't watch that you can't watch that bit and not like, even though she probably strikes me as the sort of person to be like that with anyone, it's kind of, it was a bit like, this girl, he's like 17 and you're like, what, 30s, possibly older. She could be like 22 or she could be 47. There's no possible way of knowing without a well, actually no, there probably is, to be honest. I actually haven't checked how old she is. She could be like 60, or she could be 20. She could even be his age. You never know. You can be Hokages and Mizukages and stuff at the age of bloody 3 if you're good enough, by the sounds of it. But yeah, even the lava girl. Yeah. But then again, I can't say much. Me and my 12-year-old me was also in love with him as well, so can't, you know, takes one to know one, I guess. Lee plus Sasuke Taka. That was Hinata, because she was drawing fan art and writing fan fiction of her and Naruto. I wonder what would have happened if, when they're in the land of snow, not land of snow, land of iron, and they're doing the whole Kage Summit thing, and then when before Sakura goes off to try and yeah, right, like literally everyone bar Hinata, it's like a little bit creepy. Yeah, but like imagine in the land of iron when Sakura does her whole like Naruto's. I don't like Sasuke anymore. He's dumb. I like you. I love you instead. And then like, imagine if like Hinata had been like round the corner, like listening to that, and she would have been like, imagine if she just got like, if it became like teen drama, like Naruto, Hinata and Sakura, like fighting over Naruto. Naruto's there just like, can't we all just get along? Are you trying to spray all the flies? Where they all come from? Anyway, they've probably laid eggs in our brains, and then they just appear. I don't know. Yeah. Oh no! Right, that's another ding for the rematch counter. Sasuke Taka. Oh, that's right. Duh, just do the reverse. Yeah, fabulous. I can't remember what I was talking about before. I was talking about something, and I can't remember what prompted it. Okay, well, follow my train of thought. It's very interesting when you forget something and then you try and think of something you were thinking about before, and then you try and think of all like the train of thought following on from that. It's very useful. I managed to remember a lot of things. Remember a lot of things. So I was thinking about something interesting to say. Believe it or not, I actually have never played. I was thinking about it, and I think the reason I didn't was I think I had too many other games to play at the time, because I think there was probably around the time, I think there might have been around the time I started playing Final Fantasy 14, and there was something else as well. There was a whole, when I could spend money, there was a whole bunch of there's games coming out every like 10 seconds. I think that's why I never did, because I'm like, oh, it's a multiplayer. I tend not to play like multiplayer Fortnite, Apex, those ones. I tend not to play them, not so much out of principle, but just out of actually don't like, I don't know, I think I know that I won't be able to give it as much time as I would like. Yeah, I've got no doubt that it's a good game. Yeah, I don't know why, I just never got into it, I guess. Or well then yeah, not that I never got into it, I just never played it. Yeah, what was my train of thought? I was trying to think of something interesting to say, and then I was thinking Johnny Depp case, and then I was thinking, what was I thinking from that? I was thinking something. Was I thinking Dragon Quest clickbait articles? That was what I was thinking. Anyway, okay, so this game Dragon Quest, it's literally just had a title reveal. So then I'm on my Google Discovery, and it's all like, got a dead fly that's like dive bombed me. Anyway, apologies for that. Total whip. I hope this dead fly's not buzzing around my legs. Anyway, yeah, so I'm on my Google Discovery, and then it's all like more Dragon Quest 12 Flames of Fate details revealed, and I'm like, ooh, I'm excited. Like, oh, what have they revealed? Because May 27th in Japan is Dragon Quest Day, because there was another Dragon Quest game that got announced, like Dragon Quest Treasures or something. A couple of characters from Dragon Quest 11 that it's all based on. But anyway, so then I was reading that article, I'm like, give me the juicy details, give me the goss, and then it's literally, oh no, there's no details. There's no further details about Dragon Quest 12. The only detail is that there's no details, and that they're just developing it. And I'm just like, okay, so you've literally written an entire article. Someone has been paid a lot of money to write yeah, there's like a there's a game that's coming out and it's in development. Give me $10,000 for that article that I just wrote. But the thing is, like we notice, like me and the boy, like we're noticing these things more and more. Like that you get an article saying, you'll never guess what food you're eating that might lead to weight gain, and then it'll be like, oh, thank you to Real Lily One. Apologies if I butchered that name. Thank you for the follow, much appreciated. But yeah, so then it'll be like, yeah, guess what food that you eat every day is causes weight gain, and they'll be like, oh my goodness, is it broccoli? Is it broccoli? Is it milk? Is it bread? Is it the 10 donuts I ate today? And then it'll be like, you know, a study found that 1 billion people eat not ice cream, I like ice cream, eat chocolates or something, and every day people eat chocolate, and guess what, chocolate gives you weight gain. And it's just like, basically you spend 10 minutes of your life reading this article and you get to the end of it and realize you learnt nothing but that the author of the article got paid a lot of money to write such drivel. And then you just think, right, I'm like, I know these articles when I see them, I know I'm gonna get conned, but you just click on them anyway, and it's just and then you just sit there and think, why am I so dumb? Why am I so stupid? And then, because the other thing too that I probably do maybe like once every like 3 months, is because on my Google discovery, I go into like the setting, or I go into Google Chrome, Google whatever, essentially go in the back end and then see if because it basically it's got like a giant list of all the topics that it's like logged against you or something. So like either searches that you've done, or things that it's heard you say in a conversation to your mum, or thoughts that you've had at 5 o'clock at night when you're not on your phone, the thoughts that you have then. And so it logs them all. It's got a big list of them. So you can go through and you can delete them off the list. And then essentially what's supposed to happen is that you won't get any, you shouldn't get anything that's attributed to that topic anymore. Or at least until you have that thought again, and then it's back on the list. And yeah, so then I go through, and some of the things that it thinks I'm interested in, I'm like, I don't know where the hell you got that from. So like, the sort of things I've had to clear out is like ESPN. When have I ever cared about anything to do with ESPN? Or when have I ever looked at anything to do with ESPN? At all. And I'm just thinking, has it picked up ESPN because I've been in proximity to people watching UFC? Like, it's like that sort of stuff. And then it's like, what else has it got? And then it's got things like Taylor Swift. I don't listen to her music. I don't particularly care for Taylor Swift. Apologies to Taylor Swift fans. If you like her, that's great. Just not for me. So then it's like that. I'm like, but why? Like, why? Why do you think that I'm interested in this? Like, Google, have a look at my Spotify playlist in the background. You will not see any Taylor Swift. You will see that I actually, any drama pertaining to her that might be negative is anything I would read. Not anything positive. Like, it's just topics that are just like, I understand that, people are scared that Google AI is going to take over the world, which, is a very real possibility. But I'm like, well, Google AI is still dumb enough to think that I care about sports, and or Taylor Swift, and or Ed Sheeran, and or insert popular artist nowadays. Yeah, so if it's dumb enough to think that, because I'm a very, very, very predictable person, I'll take that. I'll take that ring out. I'll do that over an ultimate jutsu. Yeah, so if it's dumb enough to think that, then I don't think we're in any danger, to be honest. Ooh. I think I got a title for that because I knocked him out of the ring. Eee, I'll take that. Alright, next one. Naruto Kurama and Naruto Sage Mode. And then after this one, I'll update it so we're down to 11,050. And we're an hour around, so we've managed to do 30 in about an hour, which means we should, all going well, we should actually get to below 11,000 by the end of tonight. I might even just make that my goal. I'll go until I get to 11,000. What was that? Okay, no, that wasn't me. It's the problem with doing two Narutos that look alike, you kind of forget which one's which. Thank you for standing there and taking it. And then we switcheroo. That one, yes. Oh my goodness, I was completely looking at the wrong Naruto. I was like, how did I do that? How did I do that big wind blast? I'm like, oh wait, I didn't. It wasn't me. Oh. I'm sorry, Naruto, you got the worst ultimate triggers. Oh, God. There we go, fabulous. Got there in the end. Not too cold. Goodness. Oh, goodness. Just realised. Just to that way just a little bit. Yes, I'm a bit more centered. Oh, okay, right. Just gonna brief pause brief pause to update this to 11,050, and then I'm just gonna scroll down just a little bit on my spreadsheet checklist. Okay, right, next one, straight onto it again. Naruto Last versus Fu. The other thing I realised, and I was thinking about it, it's kind of kept me up at night because I don't know what to do. So because I haven't got any of the DLC characters yet, so I haven't got the sound for the Boruto ones. And I'm just thinking, is it a true every character versus every character? Is it truly every character versus every character? Or is it just a sham? And I actually do need to count. Do I actually need to get all the DLCs? Should it be every character that you can possibly get in the game? Or do I stick with what I got and it's every character that you can get for free in the game? I don't know, like, because on one hand, I'm like, well, like, if I posit the question, it will be a divided split. And technically, you'll get all the purists who are like, oh no, it has to be every possible character, paid or unpaid. Whereas some people would be like, well, let's imagine that the paid wasn't there, then it's every character you can get from that. You know, we can't assume everyone's made of money like everyone else. So then I'm thinking, it's keeping me up. I don't know what to do, to be honest. Because the thing is, if I ended up doing, if I ended up doing every character paid or unpaid, I think it's something roughly like for like, I want to say like 24 characters, 18 characters. I want to say it's 18 or 20 characters that it gets added. So then, which takes your total up to 127. So you basically go 20 times 127 is 2,540. So that's an extra 2,540 fights I got. That's a lot of fights. It takes the total up to 13,000. And then I was thinking, well, think about it, 13,000 is an unlucky number. Or 13 is an unlucky number, should I say. So maybe that's the universe telling me that I shouldn't do it. Or maybe on the opposite day, that's what they want me to think, and actually I should be doing it. I'm not sure. Essentially, long story short, I'm not sure. I think for the moment I'll keep going with what's I got. And when I get to the end of this 11,000, I might decide whether I should be including the paid characters in it. Right, okay. So now we've got, that one's done, so we've got another Naruto last, and this time this is young Naruto. One thing I love about the Naruto, the last one, is how he isn't using his shadow clones. Like for every little, like he uses them like sparingly, and I love it. I love it. I appreciate it. I appreciate that at least he can do something on his own without using his shadow clones. Oh, look at that.
一緒にいるって決めたんだ。こんなところで終われるかよ。背負ってるもんが違うんだ。
My boy's watching Vikings at the moment. They're violent. Anyway, young Naruto. I like that one, and we'll go and Naruto. And then, you might have seen. I'm not sure if y'all keep up on any movie news, but so Winnie the Pooh is gonna get dark. So Winnie the Pooh, the rights to the Winnie the Pooh franchise property. The rights to use Winnie the Pooh and his characters and his names and all that sort of stuff in films, TV, games, what have you. The rights, basically, the property into the public domain at the beginning of this year. E.g., anyone is technically allowed to use him and his characters, like those characters as we know them. They're allowed to use them in any film and they're allowed to make money off them. Like, no one's copyrighting them. So, there's a new indie film being created called Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey. And it's essentially Winnie the Pooh and Piglet are like, what are they? They're like Christopher Robin abandoned them, or they didn't do something or something. It was all live action, by the way. And it's and then so they're like half animal, half human mutant hybrids, and then they go on this big like killing spree, killing rampage. And apparently it's like a what's the word, like the word for like a horror movie where it's all set in a house, and like a home invasion movie. That's the word I'm looking for. And yeah, so then I'm assuming it's an indie film, so I'm assuming it's gonna be something like supposedly teenage girl who's actually in her early 20s is either babysitting or staying at a big house with like a big mansion with all her friends, and then it's a dark and stormy night, and then Winnie the Pooh and Piglet come over and then try and kill them all with knives and things, and then they slowly pick off her friends one by one until there's only one left, and then she manages to uncover their tragic backstory, and either A, save them from themselves, or B, fight to the death in a final showdown as she's trying to escape from the house. But yeah, so it got I think it's been in development for, I'm assuming since the beginning of the year. And yeah, but the first photos or images of it just came out today. What would be yesterday for you guys? No. Anyway, today for us over here anyway. But I just think it's so great. I just think it's so great because then because basically all you'd need is a mom to be a wine mom to be like, oh my god, Timmy, the new Winnie the Pooh movie's out, and they're trying to get tickets, and then the guy at the cinema's like, ma'am, this is an R18. would have, man, I would have thought you would have known from the name, the fact that the title says blood. This is for young little Jimmy. Yeah, so I think I don't think there's a release date on it, but it's but that's kind of going to be the new thing. Chuck it. Oh, come on. Right, now chuck it. There we go.
先代に託された火影の名、ここで汚すわけにはいかぬ。終わりじゃ。勝負あり。老いたとはいえ。
Okay. Now Tsunade, where are you? There. Versus Obito Master Man. I'm assuming. Like I said, it's sometimes I get confused by my own crypticness. There we go, God. Finally.
佐藤束ね、守り、そして育む。それが火影の意志だ。勝負あり。ちったうっぷんが。
Okay, now next one is the FUFS, and I don't like that Heaven and Earth Explosion burial. I do like my fireball jutsus though. Keep it simple, keep it fresh, that's what I say. He's taking his time to do little hand signs. Okay, thank you for doing that. Now need you to come over. There we go. There.
希望はない、光もない。あるのはただ絶望だけだ。勝負あり。
Lovely. Okay, so it's that one. Right, A. And Obito Crazy.
無双、それが4代目雷影だ。ライトニングスターだ。勝負あり。
I don't think, actually now I think about it, this version of Obito I don't think I've ever played as in a versus battle, I don't think. So yeah, I don't think I've actually ever played as him before. This might be the first one. I'm gonna just lick him. Oh, fabulous. It's me again. I don't think I have. No, I must have. Surely I must have. Ruining all your awakening, just running towards me. Oh, oh no. Come on. Here we go, got it.
もう一度彼女のいる世界を作ろう。
If you think about it. So I recently played and finished Scarlet Nexus. I'm just thinking this whole Obito's whole motivation for doing what he does is extremely similar to like practically almost identical to the one of the villains of Scarlet Nexus. Because Obito basically is, you know, in a team with another guy and a girl, pretty girl that he loves and he wants to kiss and go on dates with. She's kind of just like, I'm just happy that we're all a team. And to be honest, I probably kind of got a little bit of a crush on Kakashi because he's so cool and suave and handsome. And then obviously, you know, stuff happens, and she ends up deceased. And because Obito is so madly in love with her and wanted to kiss and go on dates with her, he gets super mad and says, you know what? I'm just gonna become this big bad super villain that just tries and destroys and takes over the whole world because I just want to go on kissy dates with this girl that I think is pretty cute. And I don't want to I won't spoil Scarlet Nexus for anyone who hasn't played and is wanting to play it. I won't spoil what happens, but essentially you will find out that the main motivation, the motivation why one of, I mean, technically he's the final boss, but like he's one of a number of antagonists. You'll find out that his motivation for doing what he does is because there was a pretty girl that he wanted to go on kissy dates with. She technically ended up marrying someone else, so that kind of didn't work out. But basically he wanted to be able to be in a world with her around. I'm gonna rematch that one because that could have gone better, and I blame Jiraiya for letting me, I blame Choji's rubbish also trigger, and I blame Jiraiya for being stupid. I mean, he's not really stupid, but I blame him for being stupid in this one fight. Really gotta start being better with my substitution. Okay. And also Choji's bloody combos are just so not conducive to getting, because some people have like pauses in their combos. There are pauses in their combos which literally, if you wanted to get off an ultimate jutsu, then you can, because you just get it in one in the middle of in between. Choji's just doesn't do that. He just keeps going, and then you're trying to like, hey, do you mind not? I've just realised something as I'm looking at my list. Just realised something. Done the wrong version of Obito. Oh. Like I said, my things are cryptic. Beans. Okay, so basically, I've got here Obito War, which for some reason I decided to believe that was the version of Obito that I did, where like, it was during our wartime that he was like that, not the bloody Great Ninja War that is going on at the Mo. So I ended up doing the wrong version that's on my list. So that means I've now got to update my list to make sure that I actually make sure I cross that one off first. Make sure I'm crossing the right one off on my list so I don't end up doing a duplicate of a fight that I've already done, and I get to the end, I'm like, huh, why have I not done that pairing? I thought I did. Beans. Actually, no. I would, no. All it would mean is that I would fill all the gaps in my spreadsheet, but fill all the gaps in my spreadsheet, but I wouldn't have been. I wouldn't have truly finished everything. I'm just gonna do a big little asterisk next to that one to make sure I change that in my list. Oh, beans. That's alright. That's alright. We improvise, adapt, and overcome. We make bad girls proud. Anyway, Conan versus Hanabi. Hanabi with her stupid thingy that she didn't get. Oh. One thing, okay, so I like to get into the science of Naruto, but just get into it for a little bit. So we can infer that your style, like the style of jutsu that you naturally are good at, we can infer that it is almost genetically coded into you that that's the case. When Orochimaru and Madara, they implant cells of the first Hokage into people for them to be able to use wood style jutsu. So you can infer that genetically, like DNA wise, the first Hokage, the first Hokage can do wood style. It's like it's in his genes, it's in his code. So we could infer that at the same time, a fire style user is naturally genetically coded to be a fire style user, and and so on and so forth for them. So that means Conan is genetically coded to be paper. Like, imagine that, you've got special genes, special DNA that's different to like everyone else in the whole world, and you're like, what? Like, you're special, you're so unique, what can you do? Well, Haku can be like, I can do a sick ass ice style. And then Guren from those who watch filler episodes, apologies, I dropped my pen. Guren, from those who watched filler episodes to do with the Three Tails, she's like, I've got sick ass crystals, like, yes. There we go. And then you've got, who else is unique? We've got people like Kimimaro. I can pull bones out of myself, bish. Like, You've got like Kisame. I'm a shark. You've got Kakuzu. Again, I need to Google what they are. But anyway, he's very unique. And then you've got Conan. She's like, I can turn into paper, and you're just like, what, A4 or A3? Like, it just, I feel that you'd be a little bit teased for that, I guess. And it's just like, you've got all these corpses of people, because I'm assuming if Yamato and Zetsu and Obito can do stuff because they've got first Hokage genes in them, and Madara because they've got first Hokage. It brings up the question why Orochimaru wouldn't just do it with like why would he not just give first Hokage stuff to everyone, like to Sasuke and himself? You'd almost wonder. You're like, maybe you have to be like, it's gonna be like one of those things where like he has tried on like hundreds of people and they've all like died because their bodies have rejected it or something like that. Anyway. But then you think like imagine like anyone that that you gave stuff to, they'll be able to do that. So then you've got all these lovely corpses and all these unique people lined up. That sounds very dark. And then poor Conan will be like, yo, do you want to turn into a sheet of A4 paper? And they'll be like, no, I'm good, I'll pass on that one. So poor Conan's body just left completely untouched. I imagine that would be the case. It's just like, I don't know, I just feel like, wow, paper, cool. Oh, come on. Hanabi, you're... Thank you. Took your blimmin' time. Every time I plays this chick, everyone's just like, you're not gonna get your ultimate off. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You're just not. It's just not happening. Stupid. You can take that C. Take it. Don't want it. Anyway, let's move on. So now we've got Tintin and Choji. Tintin's one of those ones that her... Oh wait, no, that's not her. Version. Oh wow. One thing I'm just trying to piece together how Tintin stuff works. So like, I'm wondering, is she summoning like the same tools like every time? Or does she literally have to buy them? Like does she literally have to like buy like them every single time? Stop. Come on. There we go, thank you for running into that one. Alright. Wistful Wheel. And then Choji. And the reason why I changed the outfits is I don't know, I just find that the war outfits, everyone looks too similar. I like their like unique outfits. I wonder if, because I'm just thinking about it, that the like his human boulder versus the spiky human boulder, I'm wondering if that's why him and his dad purposely grow their hair out. Is so then when they do the human boulder, like they actually do it so it would be spikier and therefore deal more damage. Lovely.
僕は秋道一族16代目秋道長司だ。勝負あり。よし、この勝負。
Okay, right, next one. Hinata and Kari. Hinata. And I'm just thinking, yeah, so her last one is it's technically not a different character because she's still got the same like her moveset's still exactly the same. So I don't, if their movesets are pretty much exactly the same, I don't really count it. No. I would love to be a Hyuga. Actually, no, can I be a Hyuga and a Hyuga together? Because like I want to have like abilities of the Sharingan, but have the like be able to do the fighting style of the Hyuga. I'd love that. That'd be great. Lovely, nice and clean and easy. I was looking at my list, I'm absolutely dreading the next one that's going to come up. Oh no, don't want to do it. Nope, not today. You'll see straight away I'm dreading the next one. Okay, Ed to Ed. So I was literally just about to say, like imagine being a character who in your anime fight, in your show's fighting game, you're just got the most like plain movesets. But then I was just thinking, well, when I did the perfume spray on her, suddenly it said that I had a finished chance to do ultimate, even though I had like pretty much most of her second health bar was all the way up. So now I'm thinking, because I'm thinking like, who the hell would want to play as Kari normally? I'm thinking, is that what you're meant to do with, like, is that what you're meant to do when you play? So you're meant to so I'm thinking if the, because essentially when the finish chance comes up, that's your indication as to A, the defense stat or the defense thingy of your opponent, or that you're super strong. So just thinking like, so I was thinking, is her perfume spray, as well as doing poison, does it actually decrease by a lot the defense of the thing? So what you're meant to do is you're meant to do a perfume spray and ultimate jutsu combo. Like you're meant to get the perfume spray on them all the time. You almost like it's almost like a debuff that you want to constantly keep up. absolutely ridiculous. How? I don't know what this is meant to accomplish. You alright? Getting a drink? Did you say you were getting a drink? Okay. Okay, I'm not restarting that. I'm not rematching that. It's stupid and I hate it. This is now twice. On the same character, I've died twice. I hate him. But they're stupid. I don't like it. It's just... I cannot, for the life of me, see how... So basically, what it is basically people who use puppets to move. So when you attack, you're not attacking with yourself, you're attacking with the puppet. But the problem is so your puppet, you can send your puppet off to the other side of the battlefield if you want to attack them. But if the person knocks down your puppet, you're now completely defenseless. So they just like dash right up to you, and like you can't do anything because your puppet's lying down flat on its face halfway across the battlefield. So then you can't like quickly get it up because that's not how it works. So you're just literally just sitting there like just absolutely just getting comboed after comboed, and there's nothing you can do. And then its attacks are useless. So it's just like, how are you possibly meant to be good at playing these sorts of characters? And it's just ridiculous, and I don't like it, and I get upset. Even though technically, I'm still doing every character versus every character. I mean, I haven't specified that I have to win every fight. I mean, I would like to. So what I might do is for those ones that I lose, well no, essentially it will literally be for any of the stupid, ridiculous, horrendous puppet users. Right, now we're going to do the right Obito this time. I want that one. I think. No, that one. You know, for all the puppet users, they're probably going to lose as. I'm not even going to bother trying to restart to win. I'm literally just going to do like, I'll literally just see how I go. Obviously try and win as them, and any that I don't, I'm just going to drop the difficulty down to easy right at the end of all of this. Drop the difficulty right down to easy, and then do it. You know, see if I can win it finally. Because it's just stupid and I hate it. And if anyone out there can give me some tips and tricks and little things that, you know, can help puppet users just be not stupid, then much appreciated. I will love you forever and ever. And also tell me if you're sitting there going like, yo, they're actually like the super easiest ones to win as, because literally all you have to do is this, then I'd like to know if that's the case as well, because it doesn't seem like it is. I get angry. I'm gonna sign a petition. You right? I'm gonna write get a petition that if they ever do an Ultimate Ninja Storm 5, that they completely redo how puppet user characters work. No, I'm not just gonna get good. I'm gonna sign a petition because I cannot be the only one in the world that thinks this. It's not feasible. And after this fight, I'm going to update the fights remaining. We've actually managed to get all the way down to 28. I do actually like this. Like certain characters' movesets are like they feel nice. They feel nice to get up to pull off. And this is the Sobito is one of them. Alright. I just got to get Neji to come all the way in. Thank you. Fabulous, thank you for walking into that. Much appreciated.
絶望しかないこの世界に存在する価値はない。勝負あり。
Lovely.
貴様の力ではない。
Oh, is that new season out? No? Oh. Okay, right. Brief pause, brief intermission. Just gonna update this because we're actually now down to 28. Done. Lovely. Okay, right. Next is Madara Reanimation. But we're gonna do Black Robe, and we're gonna do Dragon Flame. No, Perfect Form Susanoo. And he is fighting Sasuke Rinashaga. Oh, excuse me. Oh, dang. So very nice. There we go. Fabulous.
この差の破壊その砕け散れ。時間は十分やっただろう。残念だ。勝負あり。
Imagine like slicing 6 mountains in half in one sword swing. That was so cool. Oh, I won't do that one. That's, okay, so I don't mean to get all girl on this his house, but like do women or like women or anyone, just anyone in the Naruto universe go like, oh my god, that guy managed to level seven mountains in one sword swing. Like, I want to be his girlfriend or his boyfriend. Like, is that a girlfriend? Like you've got like ninja who can do like super cool things, and then like people like can like Hibinabe. Like, feel like I would be that sort of person. I'll be that sort of person. Like, if they can, like, you know, if they're just standing there and they do a super cool, like, super cool move like that, like, if someone did that in front of me, I'd be like, are you single? Because that was pretty sick. What do you mean? If you did that, no, I'm not saying it for me. I'm saying that I was curious if that was a thing. What? Because that's what the women would be saying. I'm not saying I'm gonna leave you for a Naruto character. Oh my god. 12-year-old me would have been like, I'm ready to jump ship into the Naruto world straight away. But currently, is not. I prefer the 3D to the 2D. I'm the opposite of those. I'm opposite of the 4chan neckbeards. Anyway, next fight is Tenten versus Sasuke. I've got Sasuke Orochi, but I think I just mean this one. That's what I need to do. I need to watch YouTube videos. I'm gonna go onto the YouTubes and I'm gonna type in Naruto Ultimate Ninja Games. How to play as puppet users. I decide I'm gonna do that after this fight. No, sorry, I'm not gonna do this after this fight. I'm gonna do that in spare time. Don't you dare, don't you dare, don't you dare. Stop. That's a close one. One. Probably wouldn't be able to see that bloody thing over it, but I'll move that eventually. I'll move it down to the bottom right, I think. Anyway, that was a very, very close fight. That's what I'm meaning to say. There we go, that one. And I'll keep that as that. And that was it. Lovely. Actually, what I really should be doing is analyzing how the AI plays these characters. Lovely.
復讐の邪魔をするのならただ潰すだけだ。 知れ。
勝負あり。
二度と俺の
Okay, right, next one is Gara. Do that one. Sen Tsunami, Sen Prison Spiriting, yep. And Gara and Kaguya. Kaguya Otsutsuki.
開始。
No, it's not ready to do that one yet. Well, this is going swimmingly, isn't it? It's going so swimmingly, I might even chuck a tsunami in there. Don't tell me it's didn't speak too soon. Why to do that? Shouldn't have done that. There we are. Good. No, I didn't watch it.
今の俺にははっきり見える。光の道がな。潰れろ。
勝負あり。
守るべき。
Okay. Right, next is Kaguya versus God. Alright, after this one we got 22 fights remaining. I hope I've actually done my math correctly and I haven't like... Basically what I've got is I've got like a piece of paper beside me. It's a list of all the fights I gotta do. And then beside it like what like number remaining I'd have left after that one. And I've got a feeling... I'm hoping, just going down the list, I hope I haven't like skipped a number, like I've gone like 38 and then 34, like I'm hoping I haven't done that. Don't think I have. Okay, other thing too, that I'm just wondering, is so essentially Kimimoto is his last name is Kimimoto Kaguya. She also attacks with bows as well, and she's technically like an alien. They look very similar and they've got all different characteristics that are very similar. Is Kimimaro related to Kaguya in the sense of like when she came to the Naruto world? Related in that sense, which you certainly had that of. Or is he like one of those cases where he's had her cells or whatever put in, like from something? I'm not sure if that's ever been like brought up or thought of. Yeah. Okay, that's that one done. Next one is Sasori versus Mei. And here we go, another horror story. Let's see how we go. Like I'm just so tempted just to get myself down to awakening level. Just to get it over and done with. Because he's fine when he's absolutely fine when he's in his awakening mode. Because, I'm sorry, but Kankuro's awakening is just rubbish. Maybe it's it's just young Kankuro that just doesn't work properly. Yo, can you not? This one's not going, this one's not going too bad. Yeah. Just let me hit you with my giant iron block. Be much. Thank you. Thank you.
記憶はとうに捨てた。今必要なものは永久永遠の芸術。
Lovely. Lovely jubbly.
コレクションに。
Okay, right. And May is a lot better. Actually, and Lissol. Okay. Quick question. How are you meant to... I think I'm like missing... I've got a feeling I'm like missing a move that you can do. Is there like a quick recall of like your puppet to you? Wouldn't that be a goof? If there's a whole like... a whole side of like a puppet user's moveset that I'm just completely unaware of. And then and then by some twist of fate, I'm actually like by the end of this hashtag fight series, I'm actually like a master puppet character user. Wouldn't that just be the ultimate irony? Alright, 1 hour left. Can we get to 11,000? Can we get to 10,998? Be the true question. Excuse me. Sasuke last. And Obito Zetsu. Do I have any more puppet users coming up? That'll be the question. No. Don't think today I'll have any more puppet users. Thank the Lord. Oh no, I lie. Is that Chio? Is that Chio? It is Chio. I've got Chio, never mind.
互いの心を痛み合うことができる。
And definitely the last, like, so the last 2 fights I'm gonna do for the entire thing will be Naruto last versus Sasuke last, and I'm gonna do the Sasuke, playing as the Sasuke as the last one. Just to tie everything off as it should. Actually, no, do that. Alright, after this one is Itachi, Akatsuki, and Sasuke original. Oh, that's that. Excuse me. Wait, how do I do the almighty push with... See, there's so many things in everyone's movesets that I've just got absolutely no clue. Like that, there's that like water shield thing that the that Yagura does, the old Three Tails Jinchuriki. There's so many stuff. I just probably all it literally would take is for me to just pause the game and look at the moveset, but can't be bothered. Oh, that was a fast one. Right. Thank you.
もう一度彼女のいる世界を作ろう。
Alright, next. Oh yeah. Oro, Itachi and Sasuke. Okay, so over here, do that one, and I'm gonna do Yasuka beads, I think. Yeah. Jutsu, I like that one. And then Sasuke Chi. Alright. Oh, this is a law battle. It's a law battle. The next one I've got to get Sasuke in the ultimate costume. And I'm gonna do it the Uchiha hideout. Alright.
俺を倒したくば恨め憎め勝負ありなぜ弱いか
Okay, and next is, so we'll do that one, and yep, and then Tachi, and I was supposed to be Chia, given the Tachi blade to be properly Chia hideout. Right, here is the law battle.
今の俺は雷すらも手なずける。死ね。
勝負あり。
Okay, right, here we go. So this is Naruto the Last versus
俺の
Shio.
邪魔
This is either gonna go in or horribly wrong. I'm playing as Naruto first, so it'll go fine for the start of it. Wonderful. And Shio, where's she? She's over here, isn't she? Three treasures, suction crush. I'm sorry, Green. See, like, literally, Exhibit A right then and there is why it's a dime. There we go. Thank you.
ずっと一緒にいるって決めたんだ。こんなところで終われるかよ。
Okay, right, here we go. Let's do this. I got this. I got this. Let's do this. I got this. Let's do this. Okay, so far so good, so far so good. Hey, at least let me play nice, at least they play nice. So letting me get attacks in. Here's now where it's all going to fall apart. Okay, no, so far so good again. So far so good, so far so good, so far so good. Oh. Okay. Okay, well, we're gonna get this off now. To be honest, okay. I'm gonna make a slight change to the rules. I don't have to. I'm not gonna rematch that one. I'm not rematching that one. Slight change to the rules. I don't have to, when it comes to puppet users, I don't have to try and finish with an ultimate jutsu. I've just got to win. So I can do 50 ultimate jutsus if I want to. Doesn't matter as long as I win. That's gonna be the challenge. But I don't think I've played yet in this Ultimate Series. Is he? Battle of the Boat. So peaceful. I'm probably just gonna have to choose with the water dragon. So, yep. Hey, got straight into it.
伊達が水郷で6尾を飼ってるわけじゃねえんだよ。
I've just realized.
加速放末。
Ben? 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 What? Oh, sorry. Are you sleeping?
まあ、そこそこ
Okay,
楽
I'll
し
leave
め
you
た
be.
な。
So anyway, while I'm thinking so I've just played as so okay. So what I'm trying to do is play every character versus every character. Technically, does that mean that fight I just did, I don't need to do it again? I've already done Utakata versus Utakata. Which means, excuse me, does that mean, like, so e.g. the fight that I did way back at the start of Kakashi versus Kakashi, I didn't need to do that twice. Because technically, by the time I've done the first one, I've already done them both. So does that mean that I need to cut down the total number of... I need to recalculate how many fights I've done. I need to recalculate how many fights to do, which means that by proxy, I'm actually already below 11,000, because we'll cut approximately 107 fights off. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, right, well let's just carry on straight over to the next one then. Kimimaro versus Jugo, which technically is a bit of a law fight. Well, it's not really a law fight. I mean, they're best friends, so it makes fitting to be in Orochimaru's fight out there. So that means, okay, so 11,277 started with, take off 107, which takes you to 11,170. So then so 11,170 is actually how many fights I had to do. And then in that case, so if we go, so where am I? I'm actually, after playing as Duke, I'll be down to, well, what I thought was 11,010. Take away 107 out of that, I'm actually at 10,903. Well, hasn't this been a lesson in how to do maths? And basically a reminder of why I didn't drop out of maths. I decided not to continue it when I had a choice not to continue. So I didn't drop out, essentially. I just decided not to continue my study in maths. I was far better in English and classics than I was at math, as I'm sure my teachers could attest to. I swear to goodness, literally as soon as I press triangle, the AI knows what I'm about to do, and just does the most perfect counter for it. Like, sometimes it's really what it feels like. I'm pretty sure it was against Kimimaro that I lost the first time. I'm pretty certain it was. There we go. Okay, right, next one is Yangara versus Hashirama. Almost. Actually, no, because technically now that we're already down below 11,000. So I suppose the goal now, well, and we're almost down to 10,800. Oh, almost there. Oh, well, Sandberry, thank you. And Hashirama. What I might do is I'll wait till I've gotten down to what I thought would have been the fight that takes me down to 11,000. And once I've done that, I'll recalculate. So yeah, when I hit 11,000, I'll actually have been at I'll actually have been at 10,893. Excuse me. Excuse me. Thank you. Much appreciated.
砂の一人の忍びとして風影を目指す砂漠体操どうした
Next one is then Hashirama. Do that. Do that one, and because that Shuriken Shadow Clone Jutsu does heaps of damage. Right. Yeah, thank you very much. Right, the next one is 4th Kazekage versus Fu.
我が炎の意志を勝負あり ここで負けている
Okay, I think we're definitely below 10,000. We're now in the 10,800s, I think. Right, 4th Kazekage, who is that one, versus Fu. That one. Lovely. Lovely jubbly. Oh, big. That's okay. It took me ages to realise that, that little like ping thing at the end is the thing like striking like a spark and then causing the whole thing to then go up in flames. It took me ages to realise that.
お前は取るに足らない存在だった。
Oh, that's very so sparkly.
見極めるには
Okay, right, and then we flip it around. Nope, not Roshi. Thank you. And wait. Are they? Roshi, who's that? Oh, 4th Kazeka. That's right. Lovely. So I was thinking about another thing about the tail beasts is, so if you think about Gaara and the Shukaku, and even you think about Ninetales as well, they were kind of like whenever they surfaced, it was pretty like, I don't want to say menacing's the wrong word, but you know, like, it was, there was something to be feared, and obviously that was the whole conflict of the Gaara and Naruto, you know, they themselves shouldn't be, blah, 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 blah. And then, you know, Kurama and Shukaku were malevolent. Evil's the wrong word. You know, they weren't exactly nice, should I say. So there was always that element of danger, you know. And I can understand that it would be a natural progression over the course of a long time for Naruto to eventually, you know, him and Kurama work together. That's fine. I understand that. That's an obvious natural progression. Same thing with Gaara and the Shukaku before it was, spoilers, unfortunately extracted from him, thus causing his death and then eventual resurrection. But I think what ended up happening is that they became like, I mean, Shukaku, can't remember exactly whether Gaara went through any kind of like inner conflict with Shukaku, the same that Naruto did with Kurama. But you know, they eventually became nice. You know, we're all, oh, actually the Talbis are nice people, I guess, and they just happened to be dicks at that particular time. But then it just became, and then there's, I suppose, all of the Talbis as well, when they all get introduced, they're all just like talking chummy, yo, what's up, man? How's it going? You know, and then you've obviously got the 8 Tails who get the name of B, and you know, and they're just like rap buddies, you know, they're just chilling out. And it just sort of, I felt that it detracted away from from the Talbis as like a force to be feared, and like a force, like, oh my god, the Talbis are out, like, holy crap, things about to go down, you know? And it just felt like it's sort of, yeah, just eventually it got saturated with them to the point where, or like they were used so frequently, and they weren't like that, you know, just the whole thing about, you know, Kurama tempting Naruto to, you know, unseal him and all that sort of stuff, and like the kind of like when Sasuke went in Shippuden right at the beginning, when Sasuke like go into Naruto's mind palace or something, and he basically could just like Naruto's got like, he can sort of like not banish it, but you know, basically he's got no hold over him. I don't know, I just felt that it just became so by the end of it. And like the whole thing about, and then obviously during the Sasuke arc in Shippuden, and I suppose in the Pain arc as well, is that, you know, when Naruto goes all like 4 tails and 6 tails and stuff, it was still like, oh my gosh, like stuff's about to go down sort of thing, like something semi-bad is happening in a sense. But then by the end of it, it's just like, Naruto's like, he's like, oh no, me and Kurama, we're best mates, we're all good, you know, I can now go like Super Saiyan whenever I want practically. I mean, Sage mode practically became redundant, like instantaneously. I don't know, just the more I think about it, the more I'm just like obviously, and I suppose that was probably the interesting thing about like practically every other Jinchuriki other than Naruto and Gaara seemed to get on fine with their, you know, Yugito and the 2 Tails seemed to be fine. Yagura and 3 Tails seemed to be fine. Roshi and the 4 Tails? No. Seemed to be fine. Han and the 5 Tails seems to be fine. Utakata and the 6 Tails seems to be fine. Fu and the 7 Tails also seems to be fine. B and the 8 Tails even better. And it just, I think you get my point, but it's just, I felt ripped off a bit. All right. Almost there. How long? About 22 minutes. Jesus, that does a lot of damage. Bloody hell, it does a lot of damage. Nope. Don't do that yet. Again, I say it like I'm doing them by accident, even though you can't really, like, I can't technically do this by accident, like I'm pressing the buttons to do it, but I say it's by accident because I don't know. Oh man, back. Right, Kabuto, Snake Hook, and Kisame. Sweet. And then after this one is Han versus Hanabi. And that that will be the and then after that I'll do the recalculations. Oh, that's right, and of course with Kabuto he's not allowed to use his ultimate. No, I shouldn't be saying okay, I need to be like, ugh, all the time. My disgust for Kabuto needs to be evident even when I'm playing as him. Okay, next is Han versus Hanabi. I can't remember what village he is or whether is he even a village? No, he must be a village. But then again, no, actually no, I said it because it was kind of like, he was just like chilling by himself, wasn't he? It's always when they like, when you finish your like move, like literally just essentially just riding right up next to them and just stop as soon as you touch them. Alright, and next is Miss Hanabi, who seems to, every time I play as her, not want to get her ultimate off. And it's annoying the hell out of me. But them's the breaks, isn't it? So Peanut is the only one who seems to have a good air. Oh, nice try. Okay. Nope. Hey, first go. Yeah.
残念だけどこれで終わりみたいね。64勝。もうセットした髪が台無しよ。
Okay. Alright. Now, so that marks the occasion, I believe, of 10,000. So it's not 11,000, it's actually 893. So let me just do that. So I'm going to go way down. 10,993. No, 893. I believe. I will do some recalculations after this, and that might change on day 5. But essentially, that is now caused by it's an odd number because the Utakata versus Utakata I've determined is actually now just one fight. I don't need to do them both because I've already, once I've done one, I've done the other. I just completely lost my train of thought just then. Yeah, so essentially, this one on odd numbers, so obviously the next one like that comes along, go back to an even number. And then also because of that, what that means is that actually the total number of fights I need to do diminishes by 1 set of every one. So I think altogether that means that I've actually done, then that's actually how many I've got. I mean, I still had over 11,000 to do, but it just means that a hell of a lot more. I mean, at least 100 fights left, or about 3 to 4 hours worth, essentially. Cool.
いろいろ託されてるもんがあるから失敗はしねえ。
So that means I can just keep, I can go now to just to 10:30 or the half hour, the 30-minute mark wherever y'all are. I can go to that and not have to worry about trying to get below a certain number. Right, and then a Beto Sage. And Naruto, that one. Nope. I find that like all the late Obitos seem to have really good, like really, I don't want to say easy movesets, is probably the wrong way of saying it, but like combos that seem to move at a speed that seems to work. And I am partial to characters that their ultimate is when they like send something flying. Indeed. Alright, next is Kushina and another Kabuto snake cloak. Fabulous. I should pick a place I haven't done before actually. Won't do it on Kabuto because he doesn't deserve that kind of treatment. I'll do it on the one after that. Yo, what you doing? Can you stay still? go, lovely.
ボッコボコタイム。少し調子に乗りすぎたようね。開始。優れたトマトの出来上がり。
Ian. No, no, ew. That one. Like I said, I'm not going to give him the. I'm not going to allow him to be able to. Where he goes. That's alright. I don't mind. You can get big one as far as I see.
優れたトマトの出来上がり。離れないと。I lost this character. If I lost this character, I wouldn't even be mad. I wouldn't even be mad.
Oh yeah.
Okay, right, next one is Sasuke from Kage Summit. Versus. Make sure I don't. No. Obito. I say Obito or Katsuki, but I really just mean Toby. And where's someone I actually haven't played in a while? I think I've done that one. I don't know. Snake. I think I've done Forest of Dead Trees in a bit. I could have done that very recently. I'm just not aware of it. I think I've managed to do most of them. Or maybe Land of Iron I actually have done. Breaking, which you like no change on. Excusez-moi. Oh! There we go. So, okay, and then obviously Toby. And Sasuke Kage. Salute. Lovely. Yeah, probably should probably do a little bit more, shouldn't I? Hey, got it. Alright. So I think we'll do one more fight, or one more set of fights. Choji and Kakuzu, and they'll be my last two of the night. Which takes me to a nice clean number of 10,885. Which is lovely. Choji and Kakuzu. Technically I should be doing it in the Forest of Hidden Trees. Technically. Okay, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to present some findings. So, next time, day 5 extravaganza, which I'll need to check when the open home is on Sunday, but I might just end up just moving the time of the stream on Sunday just a little bit, so I can go to the open home, if that was the case. But I'll present some findings, and my findings are going to be what material is Kakuzu's things made out of, and B, how old is Mei Teru's third, fourth Mizukage? That's going to be my findings. Present those findings to you. And we will all be educated. And I might even do it that each day I have to do some research to find out something about Naruto that even no, I shouldn't be doing that. Something about Naruto that I've even forgotten or B never knew. And I'm curious about. See if there's anything online about it. So not only are you hanging out with me to get through the slugger fight, but also we can leave feeling enlightened, inspired, and educated.
錬金城送りだ。勝負あり。
Lovely. And right, that's that one for today. And so if I just quickly check it on 85, fabulous. All right. So, oh, give me some sounds back. So, thank you for today. I'll leave it there. So that was day 4 of. I'll have to do some recalculations and present, so that number remaining might change the next time. But I'll essentially just need to do some recalculations in the background to see what the new number actually is, now that I've realised a couple of things about things. So do that. Also, I'll also move it as well, so you guys can see the health bar. I might also, I'm looking at it actually, I've got my string little baby mini. I might actually get that chat bar visible, chat box visible as well, just so you're able to see that. Just optimize little bits here and there, just make my streams good. Yeah, and then day 5 will be probably in a couple of days to carry on. Probably won't get down below 10,800, we've only got 2 hours. But yeah, so I'll leave it at that, I think. So we managed to get good 80 fights out of the way in 3 hours. It's not too bad. Probably actually more technically, because we had a couple of rematches and things. But yeah, so I'll leave it here. Thank you all for watching. Have a fabulous morning, or lunch, or afternoon, or evening, or nighttime, or wee hours of the morning, wherever you are. And I will see you next time. Have a lovely one, and ciao.